Hello there everyone, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to yet another video. It is match preview time and Bristol City take on Watford at Ashton Gate tomorrow afternoon. Let's talk about it. Right, so last time I uploaded was obviously City's game away at Middlesbrough where we got a point and that was fantastic, but what I was rather disappointed with was, I'd say, the overall performance. I don't think it was up to standard in terms of potentially winning the game. But I can kind of make peace with that. I can be like, yeah, okay, Middlesbrough away, a point is okay, it's fine. I can make peace with it. What I just can't accept is the performance in midweek against Lincoln. An absolute abomination of a performance, an absolute disgrace. Lincoln of League One, Bristol City go and lose 3-1 at home at Ashton Gate against Lincoln. Lincoln, who just lost away at Chippenham, by the way. Not just the Lincoln side going well at the top of League One, but they're struggling under Mark Kennedy since the departure of Michael Appleton. And Bristol City serve up that performance is very disappointing as a fan. But the consequences of that loss, I think, is greater than the actual loss itself. So many fans, and I mean so many fans, have turned on Pearson. Quite rightly so. And to be fair, if I'm being completely honest here, I'm one of them. I've turned on Pearson. I was somewhat relying and going with the fact that we're a bit inconsistent. Surely we've got players, we've got a few injuries, we're a bit inconsistent. Yeah, we'll turn it around. It's 2 wins in 13 games. If that was Johnson or Dean Holden, he would have been gone. They would have been gone. In fact, they were gone. Johnson was sacked for, I think, 7 without a win, and Holden was sacked 6 losses in a row. 2 wins in 13 games in all competitions. One of them a loss at home to a League One side. It just isn't acceptable. And quite frankly, I don't get why, if some of our fans are kind of cutting Pearson more slack. I was a bit like that. I was cutting him more slack due to the fact that, well, he's had a bit of a rebuild to do at City. He's had the time now. Managers who've had less time and doing probably a harder job have been sacked. Pearson is not doing his job, and the progress we were almost promised at the start of the season, it's not there. It's not there at all. It's a real disgrace. It's a real bad, toxic situation at the club at the moment. And if we lose against Watford here, oh my, this is going to be hell. It literally will be a toxic Ashton Gate at full time. So, those are my general consensus going into the game. Kind of forgetting the point of this video, it's a match preview. Watford are the visitors at Ashton Gate. I will be there. I will definitely be there, so you can check out my matchday vlog, which will be out probably tomorrow or on the Sunday. Last time we faced Watford, I don't think I want to remind you, to be frank. Don't think anyone wants to be reminded of that game. It ended Watford 6, Bristol City 0 at Vicarage Road. That was his first last time we played Watford. Last time we played them at Ashton Gate, that was a much more positive result. It was a 0-0 draw. We got a point. Yeah, that was indeed holding as well. If we get 0-0, yeah, I'm laughing, I'm running, I'm biting your hand off and running. That's not the point of this. Watford, well, look, they hired Slaven Bilic after sacking Rob Edwards after a home draw against Sunderland. Slaven Bilic has come in, and well, he's had a bit of a mixed start, but generally, on the whole, it's been quite good. 6 wins, 4 losses, no draws in his reign so far as the Hornets boss. and 4 wins in their last 5 games means they're going into this game high on confidence and really going to try and force us back and going to put some early pressure on. Actually, a interesting fact about Spillage. My first City game was Bristol City 0, West Brom 3 in the 1920 season. West Brom's manager was Slaven Bilic. Just wanted to let you in on that. But Watford, ridiculously good players in that squad. Some of them: Ismail Assar, Ken Sema, Joao Pedro, Keenan Davis. The 4 main attacking players. They're on the bench. They've got Bayo, Kalu. They've got more players which are really good as well. Ray Menard, when he's fit, he's really good players basically, and Jasper Asprilla can play in that number 10 as well. So we've got some really good players. Watford and Bristol City can be very careful of that. Are they going to be? Probably not. Why? Because we've got a tactical net coach. We didn't talk about him. Our coach, Mr. Pearson, is actually an ex-Watford manager, and Pillage came out with a very interesting quote, very funny quote, saying that, well, who hasn't managed Watford these days? Totally right, isn't he? But it is Nigel Pearson's old club. Will he be having extra motivation to beat the Hornets? Probably not. At least that's the sense I'm getting from this game. It's very downbeat again in the press conference and the club interview. It was just very downbeat. It was just very, they've got very good players. We've got too many individuals who are just not good enough. Same thing we've been getting game upon game. City, last game against Lincoln, played this formation, 3-4-1-2 or 3-4-3, which way we want to configure it doesn't really matter. Stefan Bajic in goal, made his debut ahead of Max O'Leary. Rob Atkinson closer, Joe Lowe, Jody Silva, Andy King, Dylan Kadji, Mark Sykes, Andy Vyman, Chris Martin and Antoine Semenyo. The last league game, it was Max O'Leary in goal, Atkinson, closer Pring as a back 3, Semenyo, Williams, James, Vyman, Conway and Wells. I expect Max will come back in. Expect Zach Viner will come back in, and I expect Cam Pring to come back in ahead of Joe Lowe and ahead of can't remember the other one now. That's a bit silly for me. Probably Rob Atkinson, maybe. Yeah, probably Rob Atkinson. Semenyo. Semenyo plays against a wing back against Ismail Assar, well, we can just make it curtains for the night. Apart from that, I think he'll stick with the same team. Quite frankly, I don't think Semenyo's getting a start, and I think Wells and Conway are his preferred front 2 at the moment. So yeah, those are the changes I expect City to make. Now, in terms of a score prediction, this is going to be a very tough game for City. In terms of how I expect it to pan out, I expect Watford to dominate possession. I expect them to play and control the midfield, because we just haven't been able to do that recently. Apart from Sheffield United in the first 30 minutes, we just haven't been able to do that for a whole probably 75 minutes and probably the whole game, definitely. They're going to be at it, Watford. They've got some top quality players on the pitch. They've got top quality players on the bench, which I think is the crucial reason here. I've mentioned Ismail Assar, but are Watford and Bilic going to rest him for the World Cup as he prepares for, obviously, Qatar with Senegal? I'm not sure. This is a crunch match for Nigel Pearson. He needs to get a result. If not, I think his position as manager is in serious jeopardy. And City's league status, well, it's already in jeopardy. Let's be honest, it is in trouble, and City are going to have to pick up some results quickly, otherwise we are going to be in the relegation zone rather on later. We can't be reactive, we have to be proactive. We have to make sure we're out of the bottom 6 sooner rather than later, otherwise we will just get dragged into it, because our form suggests we will get dragged into the relegation zone and probably a relegation battle. So, Watford is too good for us, and I could genuinely see this being Pearson's last game as City boss. and that will come against a team he used to manage, which is interesting. I'm going to go Bristol City 0, Watford 2. This will be really bad. This will be really bad. This is going to be a painful day. And if I don't hear the news that Pearson's been sacked after the game or the next morning or that night, I'm going to be very shocked. Thank you guys very much for watching. Keep safe. And I'll catch you all later. Cheers.